Oh yeah, and I got told a story about that book launch, or is it line launch, or whatever launch. I'm told that even royal heads were busy fighting at the entrance to enter. Because just like everything associated with these ruiners, they couldn't even organize a book launch that merely validates the lies, the evils that have overtaken Nigeria. Who and who responsible for the ruination of Nigeria wasn't sat in that room, and even the wannabes. Don't let me go into that. Some people might, for whatever reason, believe themselves obliged to be there. But as far as I'm concerned, if you had anything of value attached to history and your place they are in, you really had no business in that gathering. The road to the elections of 2023 came through 1993. It was history repeating itself 30 years later. And the only reason it stood is because other frauds had stood in the past. IBB started it. Obasanjo reinforced it. There is nothing Bulaba is doing in power today that hadn't been done by those who occupied the seat before him. And each and every one of those who believes that there is some sort of redemption that might be found within the current system merely fools themselves. It is not my job to make you feel good with yourself, but it is my duty to tell you what I believe to be the truth. Am I infallible? Far from it. I made horrible errors, both in my own personal life, my economy. I make errors every day, every last day, like each and every one of you. But when it comes to the subject of this our country, I think it is time we're honest enough with each other to tell ourselves the truth. However long we travel along our current trajectory, in the absence of an urgent reverse from our current trajectory, Nigeria will be destroyed by the lies that it has deified. It is sometimes quite disheartening when one is presented with the shameless spectacle of what took place in Abuja. It is quite disheartening. Disheartening that men are so completely lacking in sense of shame that they could not even see how the entire spectacle inverts normalcy and defines the insanity that has overtaken us. Enough said, and that is that as far as that is concerned. Go a few seconds before 10 o'clock, and then we can deal with this week's sermon. I see that question. When am I going to sue? My people say, an action speaks louder than words. That is not to say you shouldn't speak, but when you are done speaking, act. I've spoken enough on the affair issue. I reserve my further actions for the courts. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a brand new day. And yes, don't worry, we're working out arrangements to ensure that we collect your tithe and offering when you come to church going forward. Yes, make no mistake about it. This is church. You could have been in one of your churches, but you have elected to be with me this morning. So please, welcome to church. Now, for those who came earlier, you're already familiar with the provocations that led to today's topic. Now, here is the thing. I hate reactions. I don't like reactions. Reactions are for, usually, unless it's a reaction born of urgency, reactions are actually for less intelligent beings. Responses, on the other hand, is what the intelligent being would do. You assess the situation if you have time, you carefully study it, and then you respond. Response means that you're not being emotional. So let's just say that I might be a little emotional this morning. I have tried my best, and I will try my best to keep this as unemotional as I possibly can. But when you consider the fact that I am necessarily talking about events that shaped my youth, or rather that defined my youth and has shaped my life and defined a lot of the choices that I have had to make in my life, My subject this morning is titled The Land Devoid of Memories. You read that right. The land devoid of memories. I love my definitions, but this one is pretty straightforward. I was going to title it The Land of Amnesiacs, people who forget too easily. Nigerians almost always remember nothing of consequence, but they also forget that merely validates the lies, the evils that have overtaken Nigeria. Who and who responsible for the ruination of Nigeria wasn't sat in that room, and even the wannabes. So let me go into that. Some people might, for whatever reason, believe themselves obliged to be there. But as far as I'm concerned, if you had anything of value attached to history and your place therein, you really had no business in that gathering. The road to the elections of 2023 came through 1993. It was history repeating itself 30 years later. And the only reason it stood is because other frauds had stood in the past. IBB started it. Obasanjo reinforced it. There is nothing Bulaba is doing in power today that hadn't been done by those who occupied the seat before him. And each and every one of those who believes that there is some sort of redemption that might be found within the current system get nothing that divides them. Even the evidences of their own highs are quickly forgotten. And in their intentional purpose of forgetting, they deny the evidence of their own side. Yorubas have a proverb. They say, "Bọ́mọdé ò bá bátan, dandan ni kó bá àrọ́bá, àrọ́bá sì ni bàbá àgbà." I'll interpret for you. He says that even if the child does not have recorded history, ìtàn, he must have the oral history, àrọ́bá, something told by somebody who was there. So even if it has not become the stuff of legend to the point of notoriety where nobody is arguing about what are the facts, for you to meet it as part of the history of your people or the space occupied by you, there must be someone, because if it is contemporary history, there must be someone who witnessed it and who can tell you what happened. But this is for a people who do not just dwell in the present. This is the memory, the capacity to remember is given to those who have retained the capacity to think, who have retained the capacity to discern. Those are the ones who have the capacity to remember, to memorialize, to retain their recollection of what had gone before. But when a people have been purposefully, deliberately rendered existential, as the Nigerian has been, what tends to happen is that they are focused on what are they going to eat, where are they going to live, how safe are they where they are living or existing. These basic considerations that we should be well above are the things that preoccupies the Nigerian. He gets up in his house if he's living in a place like Lagos and is employed at any distance from his home, whether self-employed or working for someone else. The average person living in Lagos does not sleep beyond 5 o'clock. Average, I said, I did not talk. Anyway, so he does not get back home again until about 11 in the evening. And those are the bulk of those who should be the critical mass of thinkers, memorializers, those who have kept memories that shapes their future. They're too occupied. Weaponized poverty, weaponized ignorance that constantly tells them what to think, who to blame. Their oppressors own the media, print and electronic. They belong to the oppressors. When the lion is the one that repeatedly tells the story of the hunt, he will always glorify the predator. Constantly, they are told who to hate, subtly and by innuendos, and their memories are distorted where they are left. So you've got weaponized ignorance, you've got weaponized poverty. So how do such a people retain their capacity to remember? Where they have failed to make the people forget, they have either falsified history or sullied the memories of the heroes, labels of heroes past. Not heroes, I pray. Can you really, in good conscience, point to a single Nigerian hero that had not been destroyed by the specter of religiosity, ethnicity, or some other slander or propaganda, so that those in the present who have ruined and are continuing to ruin the country do not have anyone by which they might be compared? Look, it is not by accident that for over 2 decades, history was removed from our curriculum. The curriculum is already useless enough as it is. It's graduating engineers that cannot build roads, and you still have to bring engineers from Lebanon, from Turkey, from China, everywhere but Nigeria, on almost all major projects in a country of over 200 million people. We are exporting. Look, don't let me be derailed. Critical point is this: deliberately, almost everybody capable of remembering have found themselves undermined by something or the other. They've either been forced into some form of exile or the other, or they've been bought and silenced. So nobody ever seems to remember anything again. They demand that we must forget. And you know, the thing about our memories, and it is critical that we never ever forget this. The thing about our memories is that they are also the guides to our future. Your memory of what transpired the other time would help you to remember what choices to avoid today. Look, let me share something with you. After the NSAS protest in 2020, I began to observe a very strange phenomenon on my Facebook feed. Facebook was my introduction to social media. And then I noticed something very strange began to happen in early 2021, actually. I couldn't access my Facebook memories. So I had my lawyers write a letter to Facebook for no reason whatsoever. Every other person could access their own, but I couldn't access my memory. Some people who posted stuff that I had posted years before were able to repost it, but I, the original person who made the post, just couldn't access my memories. I came into the public space around this time and I mentioned it. And then after a while, after like 2-3 years, it stopped. I could access my memories again. And it reminded me of something that had happened, the debates that had taken place between myself and my assistant. I had religiously demanded that my memories on Facebook be reposted on the anniversaries. And the reason is very simple. My reason is that I had found that as long as you have told the truth, memories are consistently repeating what had been said in the past, and it was still speaking to things that were happening in the present that would suggest that nothing had changed. And then I realized very quickly that the truth has prophetic properties, but those are truths found, and those are words that are found on truth. So I now began to realize that one of the reasons my Facebook memory was being attacked, and I say that deliberately, was an attack by Meta and the Nigerian government. It was because my words were beginning to take on the gaps of prophecies. My memories, when repeated, began to seem like prophecies that were given years back, but they were no prophecies. They were simply the truth that I spoke about what I was looking at in the moment. And so, speaking the truth in the moment, building truthful memories guides a society to sanity. If we, as a society, instead of doing this, now becomes deliberate in our attempt at distortion of memories, or deletion of memory so that people do not remember what had gone before, how do they guide themselves into the future?
Welcome back to our channel. Please, before I start, if you know that you've not subscribed to our channel, please do that right now, because people tend to forget to do that. Okay, so in this speech that Dele Farotimi just gave, something stood out for me. He said our memories, okay, our memories of what transpired the other time will help us to know what choices to avoid today. Yes, but the problem is, do Nigerians remember? Do Nigerians actually remember? Because if Nigerians remember, some people or some things will still not have opinion in our society today. If Nigerians remember, some people that we have as authorities, as top officials in today's Nigeria will not. If people actually understand or remember, if Nigerians remember the opinions that people, our leaders, our current leaders had in the past, or the people they sided with in the past, they will not elect them in any position today. But the problem is Nigerians do not remember. Just look at 1993 is even far. Just look at 2021 of NSAS. Everybody came out agitating. Everybody, celebrities fall out. This one is not even for masses. Everybody came out. People of different calibers, except the people in the government. Everybody came out asking for one thing: reformation, better Nigeria. Like it was as if a total transformation was about to happen. But what happened during the election 2 years later, 2023? Who do we have as a leader? Is the country worse than before or better? In fact, as a matter of fact, that SARS, that NSAS, which was the main thing that made that protest to start, is about to be instituted back into the society. Nobody is saying anything. That shows you that we Nigerians do not have memory. We just take everything as you go. Okay, they say that they do protest. Right, let's go and protest now. After that, so many lives were lost at Lekki Gate. So many lives were lost. Every 21st of October, some people will make post the Nigerian flag with lost things, and that's it. Everybody go about their day. And that is it. Everybody waiting for another protest or another agitation that will come. So that will come, okay, we support you. And that is it. For how long are we going to continue like this? People are about to forget what IBB said in the book launch. Everything is, if you notice, everything is dying down. So many, just small people are still talking about it. If you come, you air your opinion, gain your views, gain your comment section, your social media will boost. Say it just for saying sake. It is what is raining now, so let me say my own. So let it not be that I'm not saying anything, and that will be the person will just go their way. And tomorrow, history will repeat itself, because Nigerians do not have memory. Someone will come and do something to you today, it will pain you. But once that pain just die down small, you will forget about what that person did to you, and you go back to start playing and laughing with the person again. What makes you think that the person will not repeat what they did, seeing your reaction to the first one that they did? So guys, we need to start thinking. That is the summary of what Dele Farotimi is saying in this speech. Nigerians need to have their memories back, and we need to start remembering things. Whenever something is about to happen, whenever someone is about to fake being a good person, you remind the person, we know you, look at what you said the other time, you think we have forgotten. But something like that do not happen. Things like that do not happen. Just do small giveaway and you become the people's messiah again. For how long? For how long? So if you ask me, Nigerians are Nigerian problem. That is exactly what Dele Farotimi is trying to say. Because if we remember, before someone that do us bad in the past will come out to air an opinion, they will think about it. They will think twice about it, because they know that people will not forget them. Social media don't forget. We the people, we forget. Even when the pictures and the videos are all over there, you will still see people that are still aging this person on. For how long? Guys, we need to wake up. We need to wake up, because if Nigeria is good today, it is good for us. If it is bad today, it is bad for us. Not them, not them. Their children, their family are not here. They are abroad. It is you and I that will stay here and face the consequences of our decision. So we need to start standing our ground, making the right decisions from today, not later. So guys, please share your opinion in the comment section, like and share our video, and subscribe to our channel. Please, very, very important. Subscribe to our channel, because if you come across something good in our channel, if you do not subscribe, chances are that you will keep missing other good stuff that we keep bringing here. So subscribe and turn on our post notification so you don't miss any video. Thank you so much. See you.